Alright, let's dive into something that's been making headlines recently, and trust me, it's not your average food safety story. So, here's the deal. India's food regulator, the FSSAI, just suspended the licenses of two major food companies after some pretty shocking discoveries. We're talking live insects in pistachios, moldy storage areas, and even rodent droppings. Yeah, it's as gross as it sounds. But what makes this really interesting is how it exposes the cracks in our food safety systems, and not just in India, but globally. This isn't just about a few bad apples, it's about systemic issues that could be lurking in supply chains everywhere. Let's break it down. First up, VKC Nuts in Uttar Pradesh. Personally, I think the most alarming part isn't just the insects in the pistachios, though that's bad enough, it's the overall compliance score of just 38%. That's abysmal. What this really suggests is that the company wasn't just cutting corners, they were practically ignoring basic hygiene and safety standards. Expired cranberries, rusted machinery, poor sanitation, it's like a checklist of what not to do in food production. And here's the thing, this isn't a small operation. These are finished goods, ready to hit store shelves. If you take a step back and think about it, this could have affected thousands of consumers. What many people don't realize is how often these issues fly under the radar until something drastic happens. Now, let's talk about Chheda Specialities foods in Maharashtra. Their compliance score was slightly better at 42%, but honestly, that's not saying much. What immediately stands out is the sheer disregard for basic food handling practices. Workers mixing dough with bare hands? Food stored near decomposing waste? It's like they skipped the entire chapter on hygiene in the food safety handbook. In my opinion, this isn't just negligence, it's a failure of accountability at every level. From management to regulators, someone dropped the ball big time. And the fact that previous inspections flagged unsafe or misbranded products? That's a red flag that should have been addressed years ago. Here's where it gets even more concerning. These aren't isolated incidents. The FSSAI's crackdown is a wake-up call, but it's also just the tip of the iceberg. If you think about the global food supply chain, how many other facilities are operating with similar lapses? What this really highlights is the need for stricter oversight and transparency. Personally, I think consumers deserve to know exactly where their food comes from and how it's handled. But here's the kicker, even with regulations in place, enforcement is often inconsistent. That's a bigger problem than just suspending a few licenses. One thing that immediately stands out to me is the role of technology in all this. Why aren't more companies using advanced monitoring systems to ensure compliance? I mean, we have AI and IoT devices that can track everything from temperature to pest activity in real time. Yet, we're still finding live insects in food products. It's 2023, this shouldn't be happening. From my perspective, this isn't just a failure of hygiene, it's a failure of innovation and accountability. So, what's the takeaway here? In my opinion, this story isn't just about two companies getting their licenses suspended. It's a wake-up call for the entire food industry. If you take a step back and think about it, food safety is a matter of public health, and it's everyone's responsibility. Consumers need to demand transparency, regulators need to enforce standards rigorously, and companies need to prioritize safety over profits. This raises a deeper question: how many more incidents like this will it take before we see real change? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you surprised by these findings, or is this something you've come to expect? Either way, it's a conversation we need to have.